Hey, what's going on? How's everybody doing today? I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. Glad to be down here on this Friday late morning, I guess. 11:59. Okay, it's noon. Definitely late morning. So, just been kind of chillaxing today. I've had breakfast, I've spun on the bike, and I just had kind of a not such a great lunch, I guess. I didn't even know it was lunch time. I just ate something. Or maybe it did. I don't know. I forget. I got memory problems. But I just had one biscuit with a little gravy on it. Just for a little something to eat. Because all I had today was my little plate of breakfast food, which was amazing. Woo! It's warm out here, guys. Holy poops and giggles. Yeah. It's almost like it's summertime. So, touching base so far on my workouts and activities this week. So far, so good. I feel pretty good about everything. Had a good chest workout Monday, triceps, biceps and heavy bag Tuesday, deadlifts Wednesday. Ooh, I'm still feeling them deadlifts. Definitely still feeling those, and in a good way. Very happy. That don't happen very often at all. But it takes a lot to get those lats to really feel the deadlift workout. You might move a lot of weight, or you might do a few reps with a weight or something, but really putting in that time and effort to do a lot of reps or a lot of sets, even as you've seen I did with just doing singles. That's all it took, and my lats are killing me. Not killing me as in killing me. I'm not dead, obviously, but definitely feel they got worked. So, and then yesterday we had a good cardio-based day. Riding a bicycle, went for a nice little ride, went about 10 miles. Worked out with the tire, did some jumping rope, and also spun on my exercise bike as per usual. Let's see what we got here today. No snakes. Snakes are probably gone. They probably got burnt up from the sun and heat. So now we're on to today. So today we're going to be doing legs, squats, of course. That's my movement. That's my movement of choice. And yeah, I can do different variations of squats. I can do lunges, I can do Bulgarians, I can do like bench squats and pin squats and quarter reps and half reps and full reps and, you know, a dozen different kind of things. Walking squats like I did a couple of weeks ago. Walking lunges. I mean, you can do all kind of stuff. Step ups, all kind of stuff. But just to keep things basic, a basic squat. And then with your basic squats, you can mix things up from your reps to the weights and how much or how little you do of each of those things. Having said that, along with my squats, I may do something a little different after I, get done with my initial workout. I might add a little something extra in there. Maybe a pin squat or a box squat or something. Who knows? It just depends on how much energy I have and how enthused I am. Enthused. Once I get to about this area, I feel like I want to be done with my videos. Usually about this area. It's not easy holding a camera out here. So, as I sit in my office and I look around, I got a couple thoughts that go through my head. One, and it's not always positive either. Remember that. Things are not always just positive. But you get to thinking about like life and death and monkey wrenches being thrown in to your life, different things. You get to thinking, how long is this going to last? How long is this situation going to go? I guess your lifestyle, your life, relationships, just different things. You just kind of get to thinking about stuff. And you just kind of wonder about things. Like, I'm comfortable doing what I'm doing. I'm in a comfort zone. I have my share of problems in the household, as we all probably do. But, we're sailing along. And you just wonder, well, when's something gonna happen? As you know, I am dealing with my oldest son and his lack of care for his diabetes. So, that's always on my mind. And then you think about your relationship and really just your own health and how you're doing. Give me a minute, I'm going past some people. It's just, it's kind of, life is a little unsettling because there's so many what ifs and, all that really, if you let your mind go and start thinking about these things, it will drag you down into a pit. And I've been there over the years, off and on. It happens. And I've talked about that before where I remember I was probably about, I don't know, I was probably about 14, 13, 14, somewhere in there. I was a young lad. And I remember staying the night at one of my friends' houses. We were in the bedroom, of course, and I remember just starting to cry and just thinking about death and stuff. And I know I've talked about this before, but you know, these things, they've always plagued my mind. They've always kind of been there from a child. You know, you just kind of, you get to thinking about stuff, and I remember just kind of crying and like, what's the matter, dude? You know, and I was just, you know, as a kid, you know, you have kid conversations, I guess. It wouldn't goo goo gaga me cry. It was, you know, man, I don't know, just thinking about death and thinking about, you know, whatever. And of course it passed, you know, quickly. It's not like I was sitting there crying for an hour. It just kind of teared up. I wasn't like bawling. I just kind of teared up, and you know, I remember doing that. So this isn't necessarily a conversation about death. You know, it's just kind of a conversation about your what ifs and things of that nature. Give me a minute, gotta get past some people. You know, and the older you get, the more things you go through, and a lot of times it's not real good. I mean, if we're being honest, a lot of times what we go through now, once you get to a certain age, it's not always that great. It could be constantly having to worry about your health, someone else's health, the rising cost of food and bills and such, medical. Just a lot that we, as humans here on this planet for our short little time, we worry about. And it's natural to worry. It's not like I'm different than anyone else, but maybe I am. Maybe I dwell on things a little bit more than some people. Let me get by. We got lawnmowers. So that is kind of something that I've always had a problem with, is I dwell on things. And it's not that necessarily it's, you know, got me down today. It's just, you know, I'm kind of thinking about stuff a little bit, and then I'm like, well, let's talk about it. So that's all it is. It's not like I'm going through a serious, you know, situation here any more than normal. It's just, you know, you get to thinking about things, and if I'm going to do a video, let's go ahead and talk about some stuff. So I know there's a lot of people out there that try to be positive about things, and I try to be positive, but I'm also a realist, and problems are real. Things are real, and you know, we don't all just brush things off and just say, well, that's life. Well, that's just a part of it. Because, you know, it might be, but that don't mean it's just all hunky-dory and we just, deal with it with a big smile all the time. Just not how it works. So, count down the days. This has something to do with what I've been talking about. Count down the days to when school starts back. So we have our normal class sometime in the 20-something, 24th or 6th, 7th, I don't know when it is. So we got our class. That always makes me mad every year. I don't need class again. All we do is talk about the same stuff over and over. Watch the same video presentations over and over. People complain about the same stuff over and over. And then school starts back maybe August 1st, 2nd, or 3rd. One of those days. And I'm not looking forward to it. Number one, bus drivers are grossly underpaid. Number two, teachers are grossly underpaid, and all faculty. Everyone needs double what they're making. Number two, and I've talked about these things before, but I got a lot of new people watching, so. And also, there's no discipline. There's no consequences for kids. There's no nothing. They just, you can write a kid up a dozen times. They might get taken off the bus for a couple of days or something. Write them up a dozen more times. Nothing happens. And there's no consequences anymore. There's no paddlings. There's no nothing. Heaven forbid we teach with tough love. What we grew up with, what everyone needs to grow up with, because it makes you learn. Sometimes it takes a little bit of fear, a little bit of, pain, a little bit of something to make us learn, to make us change. Just a part of it. It's been like that throughout history. So, I'm not looking forward to the new school year at all already. Along with our class that we have to do every July, we also have other classes throughout the year that we have to take care of, from getting background checks redone periodically for whatever reason. Like they can't just run the old information. Getting CPR training every 2 or 3 years. Getting our health card or whatever, CDL, whatever it's called. Good grief, I done lost my brain. But our physical and all that, getting that done every year. We all know that dealing with that stuff's a pain. Then every few years that you got to get your license renewed. I don't know, it's just a bunch of stuff that we put ourselves through. Life is weird, guys. It's really weird. And here I am, 53 years old, still trying to figure it out. And I'll never get it all figured out. Kind of like women. Although I think I'm getting women pretty figured out. We won't go into that topic. That right there is a topic. So, Getting on my street here. Finally. Well, guys, we're out of here. Strike up some conversation in the comments. That's what these things are for. All right, let's conversate. Well, guys, look for the workout video later, and all the other stuff later. I got tons of videos. Go check them out. Matter of fact, like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. To the Body Beatdown. That's me, your walking and talking and sweaty host, Michael, on this wonderful Friday. Get up, get out, get rad, do it to it. We'll see you next time on the Body Beatdown. See y'all later. Like, share, subscribe, and comment.
Get up, get out, get rad, and do it to it!